All right, welcome back, everybody. 20 minutes at the top of the hour. Hope you're doing well. The gloves came off on Capitol Hill during a confirmation hearing for President Trump's Homeland Security nominee, Markwayne Mullin. Senator Mullin traded verbal blows with some in his own party at that high-stakes hearing, but it was Republican Chairman Rand Paul's blistering comments on Mullin's temperament and his firm opposition, leaving the path to confirmation on a razor's edge. The nomination comes as more than 280,000 federal employees, including TSA agents, go to work without pay, while lawmakers debate ICE reforms. And now 18 attorneys general across the country have signed a letter urging Congress to swiftly confirm Mullin as the head of DHS. Joining us now to discuss the fallout is one of those AGs, West Virginia Attorney General John McCuskey. General, good morning to you, sir. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
So you're part of this coalition, and you want a swift confirmation as we're currently in a leadership vacuum at the department, which is the only part of the government right now that's shut down and in the middle of the war. What's keeping you up at night over this?
Yeah, what's keeping me up over this is that the lives of American citizens are at risk here. The Department of Homeland Security is far too important for these senators to continue to play politics with this appointment. And, you know, Markwayne is a noticeably decent person who loves his country. He's a competent, intelligent senator who votes the right way. And this should be 100-0 vote, right? We need to get past these personal beefs and the insane partisan politics that has caused gridlock in Washington for years. Get Markwayne in place and allow this department to do the incredible work that it needs to be doing, not only to open up our airports, but also to protect our border and ensure that every American is able to live peacefully and safely.
Do you see this as, you know, being the same as not having an HHS secretary or CDC director at the height of the pandemic?
I mean, those are interesting analogies to make, but this is far more important than that. When we live in a country where President Biden allowed millions and millions and millions of unvetted immigrants to flood our borders, while we know that terrorism is on the rise across the country, as we continue to valiantly battle in Iran to make sure that our biggest enemies don't have nuclear weapons, right? And so this is a time right now when Trump derangement syndrome needs to take a back seat to the safety of the American people. I'm
curious what prompted you to write this letter before the hearing even played out, sir. You had no questions as to whether or not Senator Mullin was your top choice and the man for the job beforehand?
There's always questions, right? But the American people demand that public servants analyze the data that's in front of them and make swift actions to ensure that the operations of this country continue. And so we have to use our instincts and we have to use our intelligence to make quick decisions. And, you know, I spend a lot of time making sure that I understand what's going on in Washington because, you know, as we know, attorney generals are the group of people in this country that act. Congress is the group of people that has, you know, delegated its duties to other parts of the government. And so we, as the Republican attorney generals, have to be steadfast to ensure that our intelligence and that our instincts are heard because we have a very strong voice in Washington, and we believe that in many respects we are speaking for the voice of the people in our states.
Let me play just one exchange for you and for everybody at home who didn't get a chance to watch yesterday. But Chairman Rand Paul was visibly angry during the hearing, calling Mullin's past comments about Paul getting attacked by a neighbor shocking. Just take a listen to this one tense moment.
You told the media that I was a freaking snake and that you completely understood why I had been assaulted.
I'm not apologizing for pointing out your character.
Good. So you're jolly well fine, and you want the American public and the people up here to vote that may or may not vote for you to know that you supported the felonious, violent attack on me from behind.
I did not say I supported it. I said I understood it.
How can Mullin effectively command agencies like the Secret Service or ICE if there are still lingering doubts or questions about his views on political violence towards members of Congress?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you're looking at here is the case of so many things that are wrong with Washington, right? And that we allow interpersonal beefs to interfere with what is supposed to be the easygoing, or easygoing isn't exactly the right word, but This is too important for that personal beef to play a role. I was a legislator here in West Virginia. I've gotten into fights with people that were legislators with me. It gets very, very tense in those rooms. But all of us have to look each other in the eye and understand that our roles are more important than our feelings about each other. And the safety of the American people is more important than words that were said. It sounds to me like Senator Mullin has apologized for overstepping in his comments. And I think Senator Paul needs to accept those and say, look, I'm going to put the safety of the American people above how I feel about this man personally, because in every other respect, you can tell that Senator Mullin is a competent senator who engenders the respect of so many of his colleagues. And I think even if you were to ask in private, the 49 Democrats who have continued to be obstructionist and continue to allow this department to be rudderless, I think all of them would tell you that they truly believe that, but they believe they have to vote no in order to placate the left wing of their base and to continue to raise money from people like George Soros.
We'll see where the nomination heads from here. I got to end it there, sir, but West Virginia Attorney General John McCuskey, thank you as always for your time on the show.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.
Have a good one, you too. Okay, the Trump administration